dig up a past I swore would stay buried.
You will always be a monster.
Ares! I have nothing more to hide.
The ghost of Sparta had been born.
Why does Kratos seem to be getting weaker in the new God of War game? We see him struggle a few times in the new God of War Ragnarok and even express his exhaustion a few times as well. At one point in the game, Kratos defeatedly goes to sleep. The old God of War, or rather young Kratos, would have never asked for a second of sleep nor needed it. Does this mean Kratos is getting weaker? Is his strength depleting? Well, to understand if Kratos is actually getting weaker or not, we need to divulge the behavior that portrays Kratos as such. What have we seen in the recent God of War games that have implied that Kratos is getting weaker? Let's see. In 2018, after Kratos' fight with Baldur, his first fight with Baldur, we can see him visibly struggling to walk.
What do I do? Our son is not ready to carry your ashes to the top of the mountain.
And after the last fight with him, Kratos implies that his strength is depleting.
Well, guess we're the bad guys now.
In her eyes, yes. But she could never make that choice. We should finish this journey while I still have strength.
What else? In Ragnarok, after Kratos' fight with Thor, Kratos seems to be holding his stomach in exhaustion.
Told you he'd make it.
Kratos! It's Sindri and Brock. That was quite a fight.
And later on in the game, Kratos seems so tired that he simply just decides to sleep. So what's really going on here? Well, before I get into it, we need to understand that there are two types of exhaustion. 1. Physical exhaustion, and 2. Mental exhaustion. But ironically, both have a toll on your mental and physical well-being. You might think that these signs of Kratos' weakness prove that Kratos' physicality is weakening, but I think otherwise. I think it shows how much stronger Kratos has become. Why? Because Kratos isn't any weaker physically. The exhaustion he's displaying is from holding back his rage and trying to stay in control. Kratos is feeling the effects of being tired of holding back an emotion so firm, tired from holding back his anger and worry. These signs we see aren't signs of weakness, but in reality signs of strength. Just look at the exercise Kratos performs in this scene. And what Atreus explains what they're for.
What did that wall ever do to you? Building focus. Something my father taught me.
Did it work?
Not yet.
So, what you focusing on anyway?
Controlling my emotions. Heimdall keeps trying to make me lose my cool.
Kratos is only really trying to stay in control. Just look at the face he makes when he slips up, lets loose of his rage, and punches Thor at the beginning of the game. Look at this face. Look at how petrified he is. If anything, if Kratos lets loose of his rage, it would just be God of War 3 all over again, if not worse. Kratos is more powerful than he ever was, and he knows it. Even he is scared of what he is capable of, and that is why he is constantly holding back, why he is always pulling his punches. Not only does he want to set an example for his son, but he is also scared of the man he once was. So you're probably thinking then, If these signs we see are actually displaying Kratos' mental exhaustion, why do we see Kratos visibly struggle to move? Why do we see him struggle to walk and be physically incapable? Well, it's because, just like I said earlier, mental exhaustion has a toll on you both mentally and physically. Just like when you're physically tired, you find it harder to concentrate, you do worse on your exams, your focus is all over the place. When you're mentally tired, it's the same thing. You feel weaker, unmotivated, shaken, and you reduce your physicality in order to strengthen yourself mentally. Do not mistake Kratos' tiredness for weakness. It is a strength that shows how far Kratos has come from the ruthless monster he was. Kratos is only getting stronger. It's just there are many forms of strength, and we're only focused on one that Kratos is holding back, and rightly so.